When the Buddha Shakyamuni was talking about there is no self, what did he mean by that? That's a question that everybody has been trying to answer for thousands of years since the Buddha died, since his parinirvana. So what is the self? You know, it's kind of related to the mind body problem. The mind body problem. And if you ask me, I will say about the self, we can first understand that with the nervous system, we have the CNS and the PNS. Now, the CNS, right, has to do with the brain and the spinal cord, and the PNS is outside of the brain and the spinal cord, right? So, like the decisions we make, the part of us that make those decisions, that's the part that we think is the self. That's where we say, "This is myself. I am Dr. Obina, or I am Mrs. Sandra." You know, so that's the decision making part of us. That's what Freud will call the ego. That's the ego. But that's just a part of us that makes decisions and choices. Is not everything about us. Just like in the time of the Buddha was the Zen master himself. So his students will tell him that if you say that there is no self, that then where is the self? Then the students will say, "Oh, I have it now that the I is the self," and the Buddha will say, "No, the I is not the self." They'll say, "Okay, the body is the self," and the Buddha will say, "The body is not the self." That if the body is the self, you will not. That if the body is the self, you'll be able to tell the body, "Don't become old," and the body will not become old. You will not. You'll be able to tell the body, "Don't become sick," and the body will not become sick. So Buddha knew about this stuff a very long time ago. You see, one thing people misunderstand about Buddhism is not a, how do you call it? No, it's not a religion. Buddhism was not Buddha's religion. Buddha's religion was Mahayana. So it's after the Buddha passed, they came up with the Buddhism as a religion, and like Pure Land Buddhism and other kinds of Buddhism came about. So concerning this mind body problem, it's just a simple fact that does not need any so much translation of words or text or anything. It's just A is connected to B is connected to C. And the scientists will say, okay, what makes A to be connected to B? And they say A is connected to B because X is connected to Y. And they will say, okay, why is X connected to Y? Because A times B is AB. Then they'll say, okay, why is it AB? Then I'll say because AB times AB is AB squared. And so on and so on and so on with this scientific method. And that's good for our civilization because it has brought about a lot of technological advances. But if we continue to go that far, we kind of forget about the basic sense, the simple, the common sense of it all is that we are like a system. And this system, you have to give this system what the system wants. So, it's just like you have a car. You don't want to put um, beer in your fuel tank, your fuel or fuel tank. Depends. You don't want to put beer into your fuel tank or champagne or shampoo in your tank. You put fuel in it because if you put the wrong things there, including water, it can knock your engine. So it's the same as you to your system. So you have to put the right things in your system in order for your system to function better. So concerning this mind body problem and concerning the self and what is the self is that there is no self. We are not a self. It's better to say I am a brain than for me to say I am a self or I am an individual Because without the brain, there is no mind. Without the mind, there is no self. So that's my take on this.